Hello, new and returning team members. My name is Michelle Zito. I am a company vice president here in New York with the Lewandowski organization. And I get to be the first person to welcome you to a group training here at Park Lane Jewelry and on our team. So our job as leaders is to support you and to train you and to cheer you on and all the things that make it fun and easy for you to have a great business here. So if you have not been added to the Facebook group of your leader and that organization, then definitely make sure that you get added. If you are not Facebook friends with me or your leader, then definitely do that. We love to all be connected, and it helps us to get to know each other, and it makes it easier to do some recognition for you as well. So I always love when I'm Facebook friends with those on my team. And again, I am so thrilled to welcome you here. Important for you to know that we do this call pretty much every week, unless there's like a conflict of some sort. But we generally do this call weekly because it's important that everyone on the team gets the same information. And it's also important for you to know that you don't have to be the one to provide it. That's why we have this, so that you can share this business, Nisi can share this business with a friend of hers tomorrow and doesn't have to worry about, oh, do I have to do an orientation for my new team member? Of course not. You're going to say, next Tuesday night, our leader will do the same call, that I was just on. So I'll get you added to the group and make sure that you have the info. So Christy, you'll be able to do the same thing. You can have your cousin ask you tomorrow, wait, you're going to sell jewelry? That sounds fun. I'll do that with you. And you'll just get with Jen, have Jen answer her questions, get her added to this, and then I'll see your cousin next Tuesday night. So that's just how it works, because we want to make it easy and simple and smooth for everyone that's joining the team. So on tonight's training, we're going to focus on a couple of things, one being our Rich Rewards program. That's the program that we have that allows you to add free jewelry and discounted supplies to your kit, as well as how to introduce your business to your family and friends, which will include having a great launch party. So I hope you're ready to take some notes. I am going to share words that work and some scripts with you. The script we provide at the end of the call on your Facebook page. So you don't have to try to write down a whole entire script in those parts. There's just shorter parts that you'll take some notes on. But again, I am going to share a script with you at the end. So Park Lane really is super generous to us. They know that usually when you sign up to sell Park Lane, you love jewelry, and that you want to add more jewelry to your kit all the time and to your collection all the time. Now, here's the great news. Your kit is also your personal collection. So often I have a new team member say, now, am I allowed to wear this, or do I have to buy separate stuff to wear? No, your whole kit is your whole collection. Every day from now on, you get to wake up and be like, whew, what am I wearing today? And you get to pick from the rolls and rolls and trays of your jewelry to choose what to wear every single day, because part of your marketing and your branding is how good you are now going to look while you go out and about. When you go to that bus stop, you are the sparkliest, blingiest mom at the bus stop. And when you go to the grocery store, you look better than anybody else in aisle 7. So this is now your new fun life. So we want you to be able to add to your kit without putting all of your paycheck back into your kit. So this Rich Rewards program is, of course, in addition to your weekly pay. At no time do you get paid in jewelry. That is ridiculous and not a currency that I'm aware of that Visa accepts. So let's jot down some numbers to get you started. First, write down 12 to 15 average orders. 12 to 15 average orders. Okay. Next, write down $1,000 in sales. And then lastly, you write down $300 in commission. $300 in commission. So what do these numbers mean? When you collect 12 to 15 average orders for your launch party, and for that matter, for really any party that you do moving forward, and I know that you know and all your hostesses know 12 to 15 people with a neck, okay? You can expect that will yield you about $1,000 worth of customer orders. And that is going to give you $300 commission paycheck. Now, does that amount sound good?
Yeah.
For the paycheck? Okay, great. Now, we are not asking you to recycle the entire $300 paycheck all the time back into your business, because we want you to take advantage of your Rich Rewards Club that's offered to us every single month. So let me real quick show you the Rich Rewards brochure. So are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
That I did not have prepared properly, but luckily I can do it really, really fast. So when you sign into Park Lane, you'll always use, in case you're so new that you haven't even done this yet, your email is your, oh my dear Lord. Why isn't it typing? What's happening? Is it not connected to my... I spoke too soon when I said, I can do this really fast. There we go. I guess my keyboard was off. Okay, so your email is your username. You put in your password. And then here you go. You're going to go to the field interface and go to the downloads. And in the downloads, you're going to find Rich Rewards Club brochure. Okay? So we could have, of course, gone over this without looking at it, but for those of you that are a little more visual and would like to look along, this will be helpful. So, and I do recommend printing out this page because it's great to keep it in front of you as so to keep you on track with your goals. So, level 1 is that you get $250 worth of free jewelry of your choice when you sell $1,000 in sales in the first 2 weeks of the month. So what does that mean, first 2 weeks of the month? If you just want to grab a calendar real quick, I do want to go over the technicality of what Park Lane considers a week. Because Park Lane, the pay week is Thursday to Wednesday. So any sales that you put in from the beginning on a Thursday to the following Wednesday comprises your pay week. So in other words, this week ends tomorrow night, January 23rd. And it started back on January 17th. So whatever parties that all of us that work here put in from the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20, 21, 22, 23, that's what goes on this week's paycheck. Which means that the last day of the month to finish out your month and close out all your sales and meet all of your goals, in this case would be January 30th, the last Wednesday in January. Which also means then that the first day of February in Park Lane world is January 31st. So that means that for the purposes of next month, the first week of February is January 31st to February 6th would be week 1. And then February 7th to February 13th would be week 2. So to earn Rich Rewards in February, just for level 1 is the only one on any kind of a time frame. Then it would be, you know, for sales put in that time frame by February 6th. In this month, it was if you put it in by January 9th. So all the rest of the levels are based on the whole entire month's activity. So even if you didn't work here the first 2 weeks, you can still earn all the other levels. So level 2 is how you get buy one, get one free catalogs. That's at $1,500 in sales. At 2,500 in sales, now mind you, this is cumulative, right? We're not doing another 1,500, another 2,500, though you can certainly feel free to do that. But this is all cumulative. Now, this is the level, we love this level. 2,500 or more, you get the ensemble of the month mailed to you absolutely free. So this month, and you're all still working here in plenty of time to potentially earn this, and certainly the buy one, get one free catalogs as well. But when you hit 2,500, then the ensemble of the month comes to your house. This month, it's this beautiful L necklace, ELLE. And it's circles, it's rose gold circles with black hematite crystals on it. Absolutely gorgeous. It's going to be available to sell for $84, and we're getting it completely free showing up at our house. All right, then the final sales level is level 4, which is when you get, with $4,000 total sales for the month, you get $300 in additional jewelry. So if you did your 1,000 in the first 2 weeks, plus these other levels, look at what you're getting. 300, 550, the value of your catalogs, and then at least about $100 value or so from your ensemble of the month. So you're already well over $600 in sales, and you can still earn another $300 for having 2 recruits join your team in a month and qualify, and then another $300 when 4 do. So you really have a tremendous way here to add to your kit through your Rich Rewards, because you know, people, one of the reasons people book with you is to see what's new and exciting. And when you can add a couple of new pieces to your kit and show something different 3 weeks later, then people know, ooh, make sure you book with Christy. She has all new stuff from the last time I saw. You know, you'll hear your guests say that, ooh, she didn't have that last time. Meanwhile, sometimes you totally had it last time and they just didn't pay attention to it. But if you have some things they really didn't see, then they start to think, oh, I must not have seen that either. And everything they don't remember, they suddenly think is new. So we love that. It keeps it fresh and fun and exciting for all of them. So that's your Rich Rewards program, okay? And with that, as I started flipping around the calendar, went my notes for the call. Wow, I am on it tonight. I'm not signed into the website. Seriously, where did the notes go? Oh, wait, is this it? Yes, okay. I've only taught this call 25,000 times. Okay, so having a successful launch party that your leader is probably doing with you is really key to having a great launch party. So it helps you get your business off strong, and it helps you get business beyond your family and friends, which is super important. So there are 3 steps that are going to make your launch party a great success. 1, okay, this is the part you're writing down. 1 is that we suggest that you actually do 2 launch shows, and to that party to over-invite and to invite everybody. Number 2 is to invite using multiple methods and to know what to say on the calls and the invites. And number 3 is to fill your calendar with parties in order to earn a consistent paycheck, to get practice, and to earn your Rich Rewards. Okay, so that's the 3 steps we're going to break down now. Step 1, having 2 launch parties, over-inviting and inviting everyone. I really do recommend doing 2 launch parties. 1 will typically be with your leader if time and geography and all that allows. And then probably the second one would be without. Now, what you don't tell people you're doing 2, when you invite them to the first one. And then if they say they can't come, so you're like, you know, saying the party's on Friday, if they're like, oh, Mikey always has bowling on Fridays, I can't come. You can say, oh, no problem. I'm also doing a brunch on Sunday for everybody who can't make the one a brunch on Sunday for everyone who can't make the brunch on Friday. So it will kind of give you a double 1-2 punch advantage for the people who can't come Friday. Let's just get them right into something on Sunday. It also kind of introduces your friends to 2 different types of time slots that you offer. So if you're going to be doing weekdays and weekends, then maybe do the first launch on Wednesday and the second launch on Saturday. If you're going to be offering both day and evening slots on Saturdays, you can do Saturday at 1 o'clock and Saturday at 7 o'clock. However you want to work it, but you will get a really nice group if you do the 2, and you can always submit them together as a way to also reach your 10 orders, because 10 orders, remember, is the magic to getting the double hostess credit. And at your party, your launch party, remember, you're completely double dipping, right? Because you get to be the stylist who's making the commission check, but you're also the hostess getting all of those free and discounted goodies that a hostess gets. So we'd love for you to make sure that you have $1,000 in sales and 10 orders, because the 10 orders part gets you double free credit. And you're going to be looking at least $400 in credit, plus the thank you award, plus you can take some hostess only, all of that stuff. So that's why, that's another benefit to doing the 2 shows, because you can put it in as one big show with all of that host credit. Okay, so if you want to have, about a third of the amount of people that you invite will actually stand in your living room that day. Half will say they're coming, but you lose a few more the day of the show. And there's a big difference between, yes, I'm coming, and where do I put my coat? So that's why you want to really over invite, knowing that if you're inviting 30, you'll have 7 to 10, which is which is perfectly good. But if you know that you're rocking leader who knows and can wow your friends and do a great party for you, you want as many people in front of her or in front of him that you can possibly get, because remember, the night of your launch party, we're working for you. We're there to wow your friends and family, to get those shows booked for you on your calendar, to find somebody who wants to join your team so we can get you a pay raise. Like, we are there working for you. Make no mistake. Okay, so that's why you're going to invite everybody. We're not prejudging. So if you're like, oh, I'm not inviting Sue, she has no money. You're inviting Sue because Sue may book a party because she has no money, but is going to fall in love with so many things. Or she may even want to join when she hears your leader talking about what a great business opportunity it is. If you're like, oh, I'm not inviting Fran, she's always so busy. Fran needs a night out. Fran gets more done in an average day than people who are not busy. So we're inviting Fran. If you're like, I'm not inviting the neighbors. Oh, yes, you are. Because a couple of reasons. One, they're going to look out the window and see all these people coming over and say, Nisi having people over. I didn't seem to find an invite. Now they're talking about you. Okay. Number 2 is that, especially if they've never been to your house, do you know what a great opportunity that is to get people extra added to your party? They want to see that, you had a construction truck in front of your house for 3 months, a few months back. They want to see what was done in the house. They want to see your home decor. They want to get to know you. Remember, you're never offending people by inviting them, only by excluding. So just invite everyone, please. I invited a neighbor of mine that I was not all that friendly with. I would occasionally see her at the bus stop. That was really it. I invited her a couple of days before. She said she would let me know. Then she did let me know that she was coming. Then the day of, she said, is it okay if I bring my aunt? Because I had told her, feel free to bring a friend. Well, she then says, can I bring my aunt and my sister? Of course, I'm like ready to do a cartwheel because I'm like, yes, because that's going to be 2 brand new people that I've never met before, right? So not only does she bring them, they both, all 3 of them actually, placed large orders, and her sister has proceeded to buy thousands, probably by now, of dollars worth of jewelry from me, and has been one of my most VIP clients for the 5 years running. I'm actually on my exact 5-year anniversary with Park Lane this week. And it was so great because the Bring a Friend, just to give you a little tip, the Bring a Friend is typically one of the best guests in the room because they didn't come because they owed you a favor, because she knew you'd give her an attitude on Easter if you didn't come to the launch party. She came because she loves jewelry. When you tell somebody, bring a friend, they say to themselves, who do I know that loves jewelry? And they call that person. So you want as many bring a friends in the room as possible. Your out-of-towners, feel free to invite them as well, because an out-of-towner can place an online order on the website using your shopping link. And if you have 3 out-of-towners place orders, now you only need 7 to go in order to get your double free credit as the hostess. So we absolutely want those out-of-state and long-distance orders. Now, just as a quick aside, how many of you work a full-time job, or another job, I should say, outside of doing your Park Lane business?
Yes.
You do, Christy? Okay,
Yeah.
great. So now, have you received a 5% raise there anytime recently?
No, because I own the business.
Okay. Do you give 5% raises at all
No.
typically? Okay. And that is pretty standard, right? To get a 5% raise is like crazy. You know, maybe Congress does that for themselves every now and again, but that's about it. So to get a 5% raise in regular corporate America is crazy unheard of. However, Park Lane is willing to do that for you even right now in your very first month. So if you are interested in a pay raise, then jot this down real quick. When one person joins you in this business, we can help you get a pay raise of 5%, and you'll go from 30% of your personal sales to 35%. And all it takes is a month that you sell 1,000 in sales, which is why we love for your launch party to be 1,000, because then we know that part's done. And then we help your new person get started by doing a launch party exactly the same. So, Christy, if you brought a friend into the business, so your cousin says, I want to sell, Jennifer is going to do that launch too. So the same wowing launch party she's going to do for you, she does for her. And then when that $1,000 in sales goes in, now you are able to get your raise. It can take place, as Jennifer's pointing out in the chat, in as short a time as 1 week. So if that sounds good to you, and here's what the math breakdown is, that if you went and did a $600 show this week at your standard intro level commission, you're making $180. Now, we're gone for 2 to 3 hours for a party. $180 is amazing, right? But not as amazing as $210, which is exactly what you'll make, Nisi, when you let Phyllis start somebody under you, and now you're getting $210. Now, that's $40 more, right? But what about that, both shows that week, times 8 shows over the course of a month? That's several $100s more that you didn't have to do any more work for. So when you're talking to your friends and stuff about that you're starting this business, there's naturally going to be a few that say, hey, that actually, what made you do that? Or that sounds pretty good. Or, oh, that sounds fun. And then you're just going to respond with all you have right now, because you don't have a lot of answers, right? But what you do have is enthusiasm. And that's what you're coming back with. So you're just going to say, oh my gosh, we should totally do this together. It would be so much fun. I don't even really know what I'm doing yet, but I enjoy wearing the jewelry. People compliment me on it. And, there's a girl that helps me. In fact, my friend, fill in the blank, right? So my friend Jennifer, my friend Phyllis, my friend Michelle is the one who answers all of my questions. I would love to have her answer your questions too. Is there a time tomorrow she can give you a call? That's it. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. I don't even really know what I'm doing, but Jennifer answers my questions. Can I have her call you as well? That's it. Does that sound like something you can say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So then when that happens, you text or call your leader and say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. My cousin Gina wants some information on the business. I told her to call you. I told her you'd call her. All right. And then you get, we make that a priority. That's like the most important thing that goes on the top of our calendar. Because when we help you build, that's building the whole team. And that is the whole goal of this business, is to help you make the most money every time you leave your house. So think right now, while you have your pen in your hand, who do you know that would have fun doing this with you? Who can you think of right now that loves jewelry? That when you think of your friends who generally, do look nice when they go out and about, who's that person? Is there somebody you spoke to recently that just had their hours cut at work? Or just was talking about how they have some big expenses coming up, or how they haven't taken a vacation in a long time and wish they had that extra money to do that? Can you just jot those names down right now while I'm talking and it's fresh in your mind? Because what I would love for you to do is, when we finish this little call here, shoot that name over to the person who you've joined with. Because we would love to just do a sample, just so that you can hear what it sounds like, and you know that we're not coming over to your friends and family with handcuffs and overwhelming them with information. We just want to have a quick either phone call, a Zoom like this, a coffee chat, whatever works. I've done long distance ones where we're on Zoom like this. I've met in person. I've talked on the normal telephone. But we would love for you to shoot a name over. In fact, I know that your leader will have a little special prize for you if you send her a name by the end of tonight that she can follow up with on your behalf. Okay, so that is step one, okay, which was to do 2 launch parties, over-invite, and invite everyone. I also threw in how you can get a raise, because who doesn't want a raise, right? So let's go to step 2. That's the inviting using multiple methods. And to know what to say when you do the inviting. Okay, so the best success will come using lots of methods for the same event, meaning that you are making an actual phone call, but you're also shooting out texts individually, right? You're using Facebook Messenger. Maybe you're even sending out a pretty email or evite of some sort. Maybe you're setting up a Facebook event for the people that are on Facebook. Don't forget, your kit comes with postcard invitations. Pop some in the mail or stick them in your neighbor's mailboxes. Hand them out. I always recommend to my hostesses, keep these extra postcards in your bag, because you don't have everyone's cell phone, but there's people you run into that you would have loved to have, but maybe you don't have their phone number. They might be a girl from work or somebody you only see at the bus stop, things like that. That's when you come with, oh, hey, I'd love for you to come next Saturday night. But what you're not going to do, okay, is use only one of any of those. Because if you're only texting, what about your grandmother who doesn't text? And if you're only calling, what about your friends who never picks up the phone and only text? If you're only doing a Facebook event, you might as well just cancel right now, because there's going to be people who never see the event, who don't know when it's posted. An RSVP on Facebook might have been given at a red light and they don't even remember seeing it. So all of these things all supplement each other. So that's why you want to do at least a few of what I described there. Okay, so what are we saying, right? We're saying, hey, Sue, it's Michelle. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I've started my own business with Park Lane Jewelry. Have you heard of Park Lane? And now, of course, you stop and let them answer. So at this point, you're either responding with what it is if they haven't, or commiserating with what they say, right? If they say they have or they haven't, you're saying some version of, oh my gosh, right? Beautiful, versatile jewelry, every price point, and such an amazing sale. I'm launching my business next Saturday night, and I would love for you to be here and give me your opinion on the pieces I should put in my kit. Are you free that night to join us? That's it. Just get the RSVP, because notice that your launch is next Saturday night. You know, never hesitate to set something up on what may feel like shortish notice, because your friends know what they're doing next Saturday night. They don't necessarily know what they're doing on February 23rd. So there's no point, you know, it's not a wedding, it's not a prom, there's no reason to be planning it so far out. So just get that RSVP right away. You'll get a better RSVP for something that's shorter than farther out. So if they say yes, then you're going to say, oh, great, I'm so excited. I'm going to text you an official invitation that you can also send on to a friend, because I would love if you could bring a friend with you so I can get, you know, more opinions and get some more practice. So I would just, you know, thank you so much, right? So that's the yes answer. If they say no, then the general rule of thumb that we try to do is if they can't come to us, we're going to go to them. So if she says no, then say, oh, I'm so sorry that you can't come. I would actually, you know, I still would love to get your opinions on what jewelry I should put in my kit and see what you think of my pieces. Would it be okay if I stop by one day next week? And you could tell me what you think? That's all. Or do you want to meet at Starbucks? Do you want to meet for a glass of wine? A lot of times they'll say yes to that because they feel bad that they can't come. All right. So does that sound like something you'd be willing to say? Can I stop by one day next week?
Yes.
Those really work out so beautifully for you, because most times it will either yield you an order, or now they want to have a party because you've explained everything, they see everything up close. Or they may say, now, how much did you pay for this kit? And now all of a sudden, you're like, you know what? Let me get my friend Jen on the phone while we're sitting here. Man, do we love that. When you're just already sitting with the person, oh, that is beautiful, because then we can talk on speakerphone or whatever it is. Okay, so let's go on to step 3 then. That's to fill your calendar with the number of parties that you want to do. But can you please take our advice of doing 2 a week in like your first month, so that you do the 2 launches and then 2 the next week and then 2 the week after that? Even if that's more than you ultimately thought you wanted to do, it will be so good for you, for practicing, for getting some momentum, and you can always dial it down. It's a lot harder to ramp it up than it is to dial it down. So if when you're doing your inviting, some of those people book their own show, then your leader comes and does your launch and adds those bookings to the bookings you already started working on, you're going to have a month where you can conceivably easily earn $600 to $1,000 if you do 2 shows, 2 shows, 2 shows. If you did 2 shows a week for 1 month, even if you did 3 shows in a row the week after your launch party, oh my Lord, will you be so pleasantly surprised. Because remember, we get paid weekly. So if you closed all those shows in the same week, you can get a $600 paycheck easily from Park Lane. Now, you're sitting here today, probably not even with a kit yet, and you're like, oh my gosh, I could have $600 in my bank account in the week after I do some shows? Yes, we start at high commission here. So you can absolutely do that. So when you are booking, inviting people, to at least some of those people, lead with actually seeing if they want to have a show. You can do this with especially your friends that you know are home party groupies, right? If you have a friend who's had a pocketbook party, a makeup party, she's had a candle party, guess what? She's having a jewelry party, because that's a party girl, and she's probably good for a yes. If you know that your best friend will do almost anything that you ask, if you know that your mom will say yes, then those people, ask them to have the show and then invite them to the launch as a secondary thing, right? So in that case, you're starting the conversation the same way. You know, hi, Sue, I'm so excited. I'm a new stylist with Park Lane Jewelry. Have you heard of Park Lane? They might say they have. They might say they haven't. Now, here's the best part. I'm looking for 2 super fun people to help me get started and give me a little practice in showing the jewelry. I need to have 1 big group get together and 1 little group get together. Would you be able to have one of those? Let them decide which. Let them decide what means big and what means small. We don't even actually care. We just say that to give them like feeling control over what they are choosing to have with you, because your cousin might think that 8 is a small get together. Really, 3 to 4 is a small get together, but if she thinks 8 is small, then yes, that's even better. Okay, so if she says yes, then you get to go into booking mode. Okay, so, and this will be true when you're sitting at your shows as well. I really want to help you right now with getting names written in your calendar, because someone who says they will have a show, but the phone call ends before a name is written inside of a book, means that you have a lead for a show, but not an actual booking. Okay, so let's say you're going to be able to offer shows sometimes during the week and sometimes on weekends. Then the first, we're going to do what I like to just call 2-2-2. Okay, we're giving 2 choices at a time. So, okay, great. So would you like a weekday or a weekend? So they may say, oh, all right, I think I probably would prefer the weekend. The weekdays are a little crazy with the kids. Okay, would you like day or evening? I could do a brunch and bling if we do during the day, or like a girls' night out in the evening. Oh, a brunch and bling sounds fine. Okay, great. I have Saturday the 10th and I have Sunday the 18th, which is better? So see how we're keeping them focused on what they asked for? Because if you say, okay, I'm booking February, they open up the February calendar and they're like, oh, all right, we have Valentine's Day on the 14th, and then, oh my gosh, President's Day's right after that, and then the whole school vacation, so I don't want to do it in there. Are any of those days I just said a Saturday or a Sunday? No, they are not. So why are we letting people become overwhelmed with all of the other 28 days of the month? So if they say they want a weekend day, we want their eyeballs staying on the weekend day that you have free. I have Saturday, in this case it would really be I have Saturday the 9th or Sunday the 17th, which is better. They're going to look in those 2 squares on their book or on their phone, and if they don't see anything written on there, they're going to take it. So this is how you get the shows written on your calendar. And the faster you practice and use this skill, the faster your calendar is going to look like that, because what you want it to look like is busy. Now, you can't go to your shows with your phone and think that's going to be good enough to get dates on a calendar. People can't conceptualize what the date looks like on your phone. I'm not saying you can no longer use your phone calendar. I totally do. But at a party, you need to be plopping open paper so that they see you write the name in the book. They see the other names that are written in the book, and there's a sense of urgency to keep that date. So what you're going to do is fill in everything you're already busy with, right? So I have stuff on here like I'm going to a show with my daughter on February 19th. So it says, Teresa, and it has the whole day crossed out. So for all they know, I have a show with a Teresa. I have, who's Teresa? That none of their business. It's not available, right? I have a trip that I have the convention written in here. I have other shows written in here, all these things, so that if someone says they want a Friday, they can see that if they don't keep their date on February 15th, they're not probably getting a Friday until, look at this, they're not going to be able to have a Friday until March 15th if they don't keep February 15th, because all the others are booked. So just like think of it this way, right? If you see a restaurant with no cars in the driveway, in the parking lot, and then next to that is a driveway, is a restaurant with 1,000 cars in there, you don't want to eat at the empty one just because it's empty. You're like, oh, what's up with that? I want to eat here. What's going on here? What's so great about that? When people see that you're busy and stuff, they're like, oh, she's running a business. She must be good. She's actually, I want to get on her calendar. So make yourself, because even if you have no shows right now, you still have a life. You still have things to do. You have families and husbands and other friends and commitments and whatever it is that you have. So you can't let people think that they can just, flip-flam all over your calendar at their convenience. No, we want them on it and keeping it. Okay? So Where are we? Okay, so they said yes. So that was if they said yes to the little or the large. If they say no to that, then you're just going to invite them to your launch, just like the previous invitation, right? If they say no, then, right, they can't come to me. I'm going to go to them. Would it be okay if I stop by one day next week? By then I'll have my kit. I would love to get your opinions on the pieces and see what I should get next. Usually, if they said no to hosting and no to coming, they will say yes to that. However, do be prepared and just do understand that there are going to be people that say no, 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 no to everything. Now, what I want to make sure you understand is that they're not saying, no, Nisi, how could you even ask such a stupid question? Don't ever call me again. I don't ever want you to call this number. That's not what they're saying, but sometimes that's what it feels like when you're not used to it, and it was like your cousin that you totally thought would say yes, you know. It's okay. Remember, what you're probably being told no is like, no, not right now. It doesn't necessarily mean no, not ever. And it certainly doesn't mean no and never call me again, Christy. Okay, but when you're new to sales, it can kind of feel that way if you've never had this type of experience. But remember that the most successful people out there have heard no more than everybody that you think, you know, more than you could possibly imagine, right? I think, what did they say? Dr. Seuss brought his book to like 100 publishers before he was told yes. How many like music artists and all these people have heard tons and tons, sometimes hundreds of no's before they heard that yes. So don't ever take that personally, okay? If you are in the point where you don't even have a kit yet, remember, your leader can give you a catalog. You may have jewelry from like a previous party you attended. By all means, start collecting orders. I did a launch for a girl earlier this month. She had 5 orders on the party before we even held the party, because every weekend when she saw her friends and when girls were coming to work and they couldn't come, she got the orders from them. So you can really enhance your launch party by making sure that you collect some orders in advance. So I just want to show you a final resource before we sign off here. One of the things that our team has put together is what we call the Sparkle training. So the Sparkle training, everybody on the call at this moment that I can see your face is in our team, my team. But if you're watching this playback, please know that this same document is on your team page as well. So I believe all of us have it in the announcements section, which, if you're familiar with Facebook, used to be called the pinned post, where it would be up at the top. And that's where you're going to find all of your most important information. Now, something that's good for all of you that are new is this checklist for new team members. When you open this, you're going to see tasks for your first 30 days, then your second 30 days, and your third 30 days. It's really like your first 100 days. Your leader wants to work on that checklist with you because you're going to find lots of fun action steps in there, like unbox your kit on Facebook and book your launch and, you know, book 2 more shows, earn some rich rewards. So we'd love to take you through that. Okay. You're going to find here, just as an example, we have a lunch and learn on our team every single Tuesday, which gives you all kinds of awesome training topics. And of course, we record everything. So again, I'm sure I speak for all of the leaders when I say that when we offer a training at any time of day, and certainly if you're on my team, this is the case, I always record it, YouTube it, and post it all within an hour of the training. So you can never miss anything. All right, but this Sparkle resource right here, we wanted it to be easier for you to find whatever it is you need. So this, like for example, getting started. You don't have to watch this one because you participated live. But what about when you're choosing your kit? What do I put in my kit? Watch this video. This is a video on how to make sure you take an evenly blended kit in terms of metal, in terms of price, these types of things. When my leader did my show, she said, this is Cartier and this is, this one is David Yurman inspired. How did she know all that? Here's a training on that, a video on that you'll find helpful, as well as some handouts that you can use. When you're ready to enter the show, it's like, how do I put the orders in? Here it is. That's how you enter. This is how you do the hostess part. What if she wants to sign? Here's the bottom line, everybody. This is a business that you learn it when you need to learn it. So right now, do you know how to sign up your hostess if she decides to join the business? No, you don't, because you don't need to know that yet. But when you do, we're going to direct you to this video, okay? And your leader will help you with something as important as that anyway. So you can really kind of Netflix style your own training. The reason we put this together for you in this manner is so that you can be in control of your own training. So if you commute to work and you have a long car ride, you can be listening just to the audio version of any of these. If you commute on the train or the bus, you can be watching these videos and using your earbuds. And instead of watching, back to back to back a Game of Thrones, you can watch back to back of things that are going to help you run a business. So I'm going to actually stop the recording at this point and take a couple minutes just in case any of you have any questions. But I do commend you for joining on live or watching back the recording, depending on when you are watching this training, and really look forward to supporting you and helping you and seeing lots of success in your new business here at Park Lane. So